Thank you for joining me today. We have a customer complaint video of injectors stuck in the head. And I think this will be a good one because you could replace the injector stuck in the head with anything. My air conditioning lines are stuck, or this bolt is stuck, or whatever. So the customer brought in the head. God, this is going to be a beautiful tractor. 4620. Oh my Lanta, what a beautiful tractor this is going to be. He already pre-soaked the injectors with some rust buster, which is awesome. Helps us out, gives us more of a fighting chance. So we have a special tool like this that normally you would slip over the injector and then just take your wrench and crack it loose. But with that open design, it doesn't have a whole lot of torque to it. So we're going to take the air gun, and what I do is we got a nice chisel end, but I touch the tip to the grinder to flatten the tip out because we don't want to cut steel. So I flatten the tip out, and we're going to catch one of the lugs down there, and we're going to kind of give a little bit of a glancing blow and just try to be somewhat gentle and take our time and see if the vibration can't work that nut loose in the head. And then we'll try wherever I set the wrench. Then we'll try the wrench again and go from there. So I'm gonna set you up and see how this will work so you can see it live instead of me coming back and saying, look how good it worked. So you can see what a crap show sometimes this turns out to be. Thing's got a pretty mean idle to it. It's got a good cam in it. So they all cracked loose. So that's that's good. Now if we can, oh yeah, they're gummy, but we're not out of the woods yet, because we still got to be able to get that injector out of the head. And so we got another trick for that. So let's see. So far this injector isn't twisting. Let me move you. So we only get so much torque on this top nut, otherwise the nut will come loose. But we can start to, oof, that sucker, you can see how it's getting rusted down in there. So we'll spin this nut up. I'm going to spin this nut up and then I'll get back to you in 1 second. All right, I'm going to keep, so there's a little tiny snap ring that holds that nut to the injector, and you only got limited power to be able to turn that nut. Otherwise, the snap ring, if the injector just isn't going to come out of the head, then it will shear that little snap ring off, and then the nut will just come up and the injector will stay in the head, and then we go to plan B or C. But by working the top of the injector, it gave us a fighting chance, and there we go. There we go. If they all come out like that, we got a fighting chance. The next trick, if they don't come out, this tip is replaceable. Hold on one second, and we're back. So here's that tip that was in the injector. So this sits down in here. It's different length because it's different injector. Well, it sits like there, and you got a locating pin, and then your fuel holes, and then the injector. So you got a heavy duty spring that sits up here. Fuel goes down in the hole alongside, and the fuel pressure lifts this pin up, and that's how you get your atomization. So like 4,000 or 4,500 psi to lift that up, and you get that burst, and it's good atomized. So since we're replacing this anyhow, we don't care about this little tiny tip. Our 1/4-inch socket set comes in real handy. We can find a socket that fits on that end of that injector. Fits good to the end of the injector, and it can fit in the head for a little time for the depth of that taper, because all we have to do is get it started. If we just get it started, then we're good to go from there. And so them are our tips. Short and sweet video on getting stuck injectors out. I'm going to spend another 3.5 hours trying to get the other 5 out. This, you can see that I did that at 10 times speed. And so I'll see if I can't get the other injectors out, and if I have to drive one out, I'll bring you back, and let's see how this goes. Okay, so the first one I picked, that one seemed to be the easy one. So we will be trying our little socket trick, because when I went to rock it back and forth with the wrench to work it loose, you could feel it get tighter, and so you just quit. And so we'll see. We'll start with some taps, and there I think he moved a little bit. When the energy went through it enough to hit my hand wrench, you can hear that crack and that carbon and rust. Now we're breaking up. And so that, now we know if we can wiggle it like that, we've got a really good chance that that nut, that retainer nut, is going to be able to jack the injector out of the head without a whole lot of problem. And the machine shop we send these heads to, they do such a nice job. So they'll put in all new valves, seats, guides, and then they can clean. This head will come back with a nice primer on it. It will look like a brand new head. There we go. So that one took us a little time, and there's that retainer nut I'm talking about right here. I can't turn it by hand, but so it's made out of hard steel, so I'm trying to be gentle so I don't break it with my hands. So that's the retainer. So we'll send in, hold on one sec. Okay, so we can send in, you know, it's kind of neat what other shops can do for you. So we can send in, and it's probably the same here. You know, somebody brings us this broken down tractor, and then they see what we have to do to it, and like, oh my gosh, they got it running. So we can send in these rusted, corroded up injectors, and you get back just this nice piece of, you know, beauty, just a thing of beauty. But yeah, so there you got to see the whole thing. I'm going to spend the next several hours trying to fight them other injectors out, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, short, sweet today. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Encore. The end is not the end. Thanks for staying tuned. We have now a couple that will not move. With the socket and some little taps, we don't, you know, we're not trying to take chunks of the head with it. I can't get it to move. I can't put the wrench on and get it to move. So we put on a blunt punch on the air gun, and we're gonna see if we can't get it to rock. Kind of vibrate on the body, gentle, vibrate on the body, and see if we can't just get each one to twist, and then we'll continue on. So bear with me here, bear with me. I don't have my big camera set up for this kind of stuff. All right, so. Oh yeah, he's ready to go. Oh, he's warmed up. There we go. Now, they all turned once, a little bit, so we don't have some level of movement. They have some level of movement, so now we'll see if we can't continue jacking that bolt out and then come back and keep tapping that injector tip. I'll just leave you here. There's so much for a short and sweet video. There he took. You can almost hear the hammer, the echo in the head change. From a very dead bunk to then you can hear the energy start to travel up the injector. There we go. There we go. All right. Now, thanks for watching, guys. We'll hope you enjoyed this one. Hope this helps somebody out sometime, and we'll catch you on the next one. We're back, and we're back. So this one is free in the head, and this one's going to take me some time. He's free in the head, but the nut is froze to the injector body. So I'm thinking that I can put that blunt chisel back on, or even with that blunt punch, and see if I can't get that nut to turn on this body. And so we'll set you up one more time for the last injector. This was supposed to be a 1 hour, a quick little, you know, here's how you pop injectors free kind of deal, but it's turning into kind of how the day really goes. In your head, you're like, oh yeah, I'll pop them right out. And then Now, let's see. That little air gun, I will tell you what, that thing is probably one of the, we got a little bit on her. We almost got to do a video on this air gun. Because it is such a handy tool when used like this. It's just a little miracle. So let's see. You can see with the gun that you get an easy spot and then a hard spot. And with the gun, you can see, and it goes easy, and then it gets to that spot, and it just takes a little bit more to get it. It's cool because that vibration, you can see it bringing that rust buster stuff. You can see it almost like concrete creaming up. And now we got her. Now we got her. Oh, you guys just stay there for a few more seconds. Oh crap, she's getting tight on me. Uh-oh. Don't give up, don't give up. Oh, she's squeaking. Uh-oh. Ha ha ha! Look at that dried up, rusty old bugger. Yeah. So there we go. All right. So yeah. Whew. We got them out. Like I said before, off camera. Off camera, you got them 3.5 to 4 hours to get them other ones out. And yep, now the customer can take it to the machine shop. Well, this is the official conclusion. I soaked the head with some degreaser and let that sit for a bit, and then pressure washed it. Well, now look at my floor. That goo, whatever the heck, that old oily goo, it with that hot water and degreaser, it slid out of that head and just froze to that concrete. For Pete's sakes. But we got that mostly cleaned up because the machine shop likes that. You know, they appreciate that. And so then the customer, he can just take 2 minutes and then pocket knife, pull that gasket off. And then I got the water temp center out for him. That looked like it was in there pretty good. So I took just a few minutes, a quick little burp with the air hammer, and then let the impact gun kind of chatter on it. Don't put it to high power. Just put it on a lower power and just let it sit there and brrr, just kind of sit there and chatter and start to knock some rust free, and then up the power and boop, it came up. The broken bolt, if the head was here and did not need to get sent out, I'd take it next door to the mill machine and we would get that bolt out. But since it's going to the machine shop, they're set up that they can have that bolt out way faster than I can. Maybe not. But they could probably do a better job. And if the threads come with it, they're set up right there to either do a quick helicoil. They're just better set up for something like that. For me, I'd take the air hammer, burp on the end quite a while. Burp. I'd just hammer the crap out of that end for a good minute, and then heat that sucker up glowing red, and then put a washer down here, and then a nut, and weld the hell out of it to a nut. Probably burp it some more, and then she'd come out. And so in a half hour, I'd probably have it out without wrecking the threads. But the machine shop, they can just do that. Officially, we're ending this video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.